Ladies and gentlemen, she is the internet's most infamous content creator, banned from every social media platform known to man.
I tried to log in and it was like, this account has been terminated or whatever the notice is.
Belle Delphine, I believe, has some of the most boundary-pushing videos on YouTube.
Scammed people. Fans are turning on you. You've broken the law.
July 1st, 2019. The day one woman would exercise an iron claw gorilla grip clutch over every last basement inhabiting neckbeard scattered across the underside of YouTube and Reddit. A chain reaction of online bedlam jump-started by the following 10-second Instagram post.
Rise up, gamer boys. It's time to get your gamer girl bathwater.
Adorned in a pink wig and blue bodysuit, the 19-year-old provocateur would go on to bottle and financialize her own bathwater, and despite any naysayers, went on to sell out the entire collection almost immediately. With the growing trend of drinking, boiling, vaping, and showering in the patented gamer girl bathwater, it wasn't long before her name gained traction across nearly every corner of the internet. Except at the height of her relevance, she vanished. Her Instagram account was nowhere to be seen, just 18 days following the release of the prized product, in fact. So what happened? And how did she manage to generate so much interest during such a brief period of pertinence? That's what I'm here to explore, as we return to a simpler time of YouTube and TikTok, and make sense of the inexplicable cultural impact of Belle Delphine. First, I want to give a huge thanks to our sponsor, TIMECODES. TIMECODES prides themselves on products miraculously more useful than bathwater. With their impressively sleek Japanese steel kitchen knives. With over 800 years of generational expertise going towards perfecting each of their blades, TIMECODES uses only the finest steel sourced from mills across Japan. With every knife coming in a gorgeous heavy-duty ashwood box, making it perfect for gifts or impressing your girlfriend's family, which worked for me. Their product range features a vast array of options, like the 3-piece Kampiki set or the 7-inch Santoku blade. Used by real Michelin star chefs, you can ensure these things are the real deal with a 19-step creation process. Each knife is then individually inspected. You even get a lifetime guarantee straight from the company. I was super blown away with the performance of these things, as well as how neatly they were packaged and presented. You can get an additional $50 off any purchase when you use discount code JAWBRY by clicking the link down below, or type in kamekodo.com/jawbry and use promo code JAWBRY to save $50 today. Massive thanks to the wonderful people over at TIMECODES for funding my channel when Susan doesn't want to.
If someone has not been on the internet in 3 years and they somehow do not know who Belle Delphine is, how would you describe it?
Mary Belle Kirshner was born on October 23rd, 1999 in South Africa. Raised in Cape Town until the age of 12 when her parents divorced and she and her mother subsequently made the move up to Leamington, England around the turn of the decade. Raised by a single mother from there on out, Belle was exposed to a predominantly Christian upbringing. As she'll tell you herself, she only simps for Jesus.
Oh, well, George can speak on that, I think.
What'd you say?
She sims for Jesus.
Here we go, Belle. Welcome to
You just opened up the Holy Trinity.
the danger zone. You have arrived.
It's that background in faith that may have made her hesitant to sell signed Bibles, but hey, Jesus once said the grind never stops.
Let me ask you this, because I remember you did this. You were like signing Bibles, right? For
Yeah.
So did that upset your family? Something like that? Or did they not even know about it?
They don't know about it. See, with the Bible, even I was conflicted about it.
Really?
Because the premise of the Bible, me signing the Bible, was like, what self-obsessed person could sell the Bible and add price to it just because of their own signature? And I was like, that is such an arrogant thing to do. And I was like, oh, should I do it or should I not? I didn't know.
Belle didn't have the easiest time at school though. As you can probably imagine, given her recent move, adjusting to a new friend group wasn't easy, and all she wanted to be was liked. Going so far as to injure herself for the sake of getting laughs. I had a swing in the garden, and I would fall off it just to make them happy. And despite a more recent change in tune, her bullies wouldn't let up back in middle school, leading to poor attendance and eventually even being treated for depression. She felt completely isolated, but with a limitless access to the internet and a lot of free time on her hands, it wouldn't be long before Belle Delphine found a sense of solace online. Fucking protect me, dude! Ah!
Welcome to the Filthy Frank Show.
Being exposed to infamous provocateurs like Filthy Frank and iDubbbz at such an early stage of her life, that edgy, irony-infused style of comedy is what largely shaped Belle into the person she became.
I mean, I was practically raised on the internet. I think everyone from our generation, well, my generation or whatever, was. Like every day after school, I'd go on the internet and I was kind of making my own person by choosing what I wanted to view online. I think that's kind of where all my interest kind of came from, is the messed out part of the internet that I was looking at.
Belle's interest and sense of humor is what ultimately led to her apparent social exclusion, as she told Insider.
So there was this ironic Facebook post, and this guy was like, I love cancer. Obviously, no one loves cancer. It's, you know, it's obvious. So I commented, oh, I love cancer because you can go to Disneyland or whatever. Dumb comment. What happens when you live in a small town? Everyone sees everything. Everyone knows everything. I was getting messages, hundreds of messages from people being like, it's so not funny because everyone's been affected by cancer. So everyone was coming to me. I was like, what have I done? What have I done? And people were like, if you come into school, I'm going to beat you up.
Once that happened, the rest was history. Belle never went back to school, dropping out at just 14 years old, working a myriad of odd jobs for the rest of her teen years, ranging from barista to waitress to babysitter. Belle needed to make money, in between, of course, posting to Instagram, where she began uploading low-res, dimly lit cosplay photos in 2015. Dressing up in flashy, provocative outfits gave her a new sense of confidence, as she found life tended to be a little easier for Belle than Mary. According to Spectator World, no one is going to speak to me if I'm sat there not wearing anything to comment on. But if I'm wearing something crazy, it'll start a conversation. A maxim that would surely go on to encapsulate her online marketing strategy, as evident by the time she, played Guess Who with a dead octopus corpse. We aren't there yet, though. In fact, Belle's internet obsession was only just beginning, and despite her frequent posts to Instagram and YouTube, she would amass no more than 5,000 followers over her first few years online. By 17, she was approached by an older man through Facebook, asking for control over her online accounts, reportedly with a plan to release nude photos of women who weren't herself, a scheme we'll revisit a little later. Before that, we need to cover how she blew up, thanks to the help of TikTok. Belle skyrocketed to fame, most particularly in the fall of 2018, rising to the top of the For You page on TikTok by playing along with the platform's trends and challenges. Her carefully crafted image gaining rampant traction on 4chan and Reddit, but it was her signature ahigo face, or hentai sex face, that really put her on the map and became a staple in the Belle Delphine iconography. As she learned, the more risque she was online, the more people would pay attention. Whether she was being praised or relentlessly attacked, she was building a brand. And we all know what comes from that, millions of dollars. By November 2018, she had built up a whopping 850,000 new followers just on Instagram, totaling out to 4.5 million just about 6 months later. Driven by the same sweet blast of dopamine every other content creator strives for, I always feel great satisfaction after posting because it feels like I've accomplished something. Harkening back to the time she wore a new pair of boots as a child, everyone was looking at me, everyone was laughing at me. I was hyper conscious. I got that same feeling posting the first photo where I showed a bit of thigh. A mindset that must have contributed to her subsequent publicity stunts, like eating a raw egg on camera, bathing with a dead octopus on YouTube, and eventually making an M-rated parody of a 6ix9ine song. At one point vowing to eat a photo of PewDiePie every day until he noticed, which lucky for her digestive system, it didn't take long.
PewDiePie goes all the way inside Belle Delphine. Marzia, pizza times. Thank you, Belle Delphine. Very cool. Now I can use her in the thumbnail for millions of extra views. Thank you, Belle Delphine.
In not even a year's time, Belle Delphine had gone from a regular Instagram cosplayer to the most relevant adult entertainer on the internet, recognized by the biggest names on YouTube and beyond, even scoring an award from P-Hub after a series of troll videos that resulted in being the most disliked on the site, because with more relevance came an abundance of more controversies, something Belle Delphine would soon become synonymous with.
So she's like still trying to ignore it though. If she had done this to someone else, like me for example, I would be seeking legal action.
By 2019, Belle would find herself embroiled in a myriad of scandals. From the use of satanic symbolism to allegations that she was promoting suicide. And I don't mean the time she filmed herself making love to a long-range rifle on YouTube. It actually had to do with the video she made dancing to a song that said, "Kill yourself." Really the epitome of 2017 grade edge humor. But on a different note, accusations of racism and cultural appropriation have followed Belle throughout her entire career. In Rolling Stone magazine, journalist Lauren Orsini compared the way Belle markets herself to that of Japanese idols or micro-celebrities who, quote, skirt the line between cutesy and sexy, with her controversial choice of makeup and youthful attire even prompting further accusations that Belle purposely markets herself as childlike, basically pedo bait. Criticisms that have been long attached to her controversial image, along with something else I'll try to talk about later without getting age restricted. Of course, there's nothing wrong with making money off your sexuality, get the bag at all costs, but we must remember her stunts were always intentionally designed to garner visceral reactions. She thinks everything through, so she must know how something like this looks, for example. I don't know, I think it's weird, but I guess not everyone feels the same way. As loathed as her curated portrayal made her in the eyes of some, it's also exactly what made her so adored by fans. Take, for example, Japanese adult content creator Marcia Hayes, who's more impressed by her cosplay than anything, saying, quote, "I see her manga characters as more of an homage and not racist," which is why the consensus remains so split. To some, Belle is a clever entrepreneur using the strong devotion of sex-hungry gamer simps to her fullest advantage, while to others, she's capitalizing on the eroticization of underage girls while simultaneously disrespecting sex workers in the process. The latter being a line of criticism dating back to Belle's first days on the internet.
Hey guys, what's up? If you are new here, hello, my name's Indigo White and I make porn.
In January of 2019, a curious video started making the rounds online, The End of Belle Delphine, published by fellow adult content creator Indigo White, where she made some pretty troubling allegations regarding the beginning of Belle's career back when she was still underage.
2 years ago, Belle was like a Facebook cosplayer or something, and she got contacted by this dude. She was like 17 at the time, she's 19 now. She got contacted by some guy who was like older, obviously a creep, and he basically told her they could make a few $1,000s a month if she helped him steal girls' nudes off of Tumblr and pretend like they were hers and sell them. Well, she was 17. Screenshots of them planning this. Here's them admitting and acknowledging that she's 17 at the time. She seems a bit hesitant at first, but then it doesn't really take too much to fucking convince her, because she apparently wants to go to Venice or some shit.
One woman's photos being that of Minty Darling, confirmed by screenshots included in Indigo's video, where we see a Facebook conversation between the two from September 2018, right around the time Belle was blowing up, where she appears to be apologizing for and confirming exactly what Indigo outlines in her video.
I got in contact with Minty, like this is her statement right here. I asked her if I could put this in here and she said yes. Minty basically wants people to stop focusing on the money, and she's just hoping for a public apology from Belle and for her to like own up to her shit, take responsibility, apologize, you know, but she can't do that.
As apologetic as Belle may have seemed in private, one area of concern raised by the creator was that she never actually took accountability publicly, especially considering she allegedly spent the money on a trip to Venice, according to a mutual friend. I made some poor choices at Belle's age, but
when I was 17, I knew that you should not do things like that. She also asked Minty, she DM'd her when this all came back up, she DM'd her and asked her to make a public statement saying they were like all cool and stuff, acting like what she did wasn't literally illegal and borderline child porn since she was 17 and distributing pornography. You can't do that.
I mean, she says herself in this alleged conversation that she doesn't want more people knowing than already do, which I guess is honest enough. Her defense, from what I've gathered in these images, is more, well, it was a long time ago and I don't want people knowing about it, more than, well, I didn't do it. Of course, it's not like her army of incels are gonna factor this into whether or not they like her content. To this day, Belle has yet to speak on the matter on any of her platforms, suggesting this could have all been discussed further in private, or she just doesn't deem it worthy to address. Yet, as outlined by adult entertainer Princess Burple in Rolling Stone, this remains a big reason why Belle is commonly ostracized from sex work communities. A lot of people do not believe she belongs in our community because of this, going on to further suggest Belle's entire overall image may not be as organic and original as she'd like her fans to believe. People buy my pee, cum, etc. It's very common. I've even sold my own trash before. These are comments that came fresh off the heels of her most infamous stunt to date, profiting off her own bodily residue.
The only reason I'm doing this is to make profit and investment, okay? That's how YouTube works. So I have the Gamer Girl bathwater here, sent in some package that looks like it was previously used as a nail bar.
The first run of Belle Delphine's $30 Gamer Girl bathwater, marketed solely towards thirsty gamer boys for sentimental purposes only, sold out in a matter of 3 days. You had people who were genuinely buying it because they were freak weirdos, and then you had freak weirdos who bought it ironically, but they still purchased and consumed it, so it didn't take long for claims of the water giving people herpes to roll in, along with allegations that the water contained no DNA at all, both of which Belle has since debunked.
The bathwater, was it real?
Yes.
And how long did it take to fill up that many jars of bathwater? And how long did you soak in there? And how many baths did you have to take?
I just kind of did it because I could. And I kind of wanted to see if I could.
How many baths?
Around 7. I just fill it up and scoop it out. And then, you know, I'd probably have like 100 for one bath. And then I'd go in the next bath and like do it again. So it was real bathwater.
As expected, the mainstream media exploited the hell out of this thing, and Belle became a staple in 2019 meme culture practically overnight, sparking a wave of copycats such as Gamer Girl P, which was offered by a third party for $10,000 a pop. I have no idea if anyone bought this, but I'd really like to believe some clever bastard out there made 10 racks off a bootleg vial of gamer piss. I'm lucky, Belle stated. I can do crazy things and get to see the world react to it, and there's definitely enjoyment in that, even if it's sometimes a little scary. I get a bigger reaction to my weirder content, but I think that's only possible because I also make risque content. I think it's been amazing and fun, but it's time to move on to new things. I have a diary next to my bed full of crazy ideas. I'm not sure what will top this, but I'm looking forward to seeing what will come next. Except what came next was Belle being kicked off Instagram, so not sure if that was in our diary.
Her account was taken down over the weekend. So why did this happen? Was it the bathwater or was it something else?
Although it was never clarified which post caused it, Instagram murked Belle's account of over 4.5 million followers on July 19th, 2019. According to Business Insider, the removal had to do with the coordinated effort by users, as evident by screenshots posted under hashtag Belle Delphine that seemed to show multiple people reporting her posts for nudity or pornography, with one individual, Athlete the Dog, even claiming responsibility publicly. And despite fan accounts still gaining followers and traction to this day, Belle quickly turned to Twitter and Patreon.
And then there's King, which is $1,000 a month. You are the king of my world. God. You are my god. I can't possibly ever thank you enough.
Regardless of all the money she made over the past year, the pressure was starting to mount as Belle became inactive on everything by August of that year and wouldn't show her face again until, yeah, not what I expected.
So,
The hamster thing.
we want to know if it's real. Is this a real thing?
On October 7th, my birthday, Belle Delphine took to Twitter to alert her stans of an important life update that shouldn't go unsaid. She got arrested. With such little context beyond the smeared mascara and Metropolitan Police watermark at the bottom of the frame, fans immediately began speculating what their favorite e-girl could have done to warrant her own post on mugshotties. Tax fraud, CDV, manufacturing and distributing biochemical weapons across the UK. Turns out it actually had less to do with poisoning half the nation with bathwater and everything to do with a pet hamster, which was apparently stolen from her by a girl who came to her party. And after getting revenge by vandalizing her car, Belle was taken into custody.
That was the story, right? Is it true or is it fake? It was fake.
Yeah, I was kidding actually. She didn't get arrested at all. Everything about that story was carefully engineered, planned out to cause a viral moment, and it worked beautifully.
Wait, the mugshot photo was fake?
Yes. Oh, I didn't get arrested.
That looked so real, that mugshot. I've seen that mugshot.
Even if it meant buying a real car herself and vandalizing it.
I went out, I bought a car, brought it back, spray painted it, and then posted it.
Damn.
Very same day. I needed to think of a crime that wouldn't make people actually hate me. Everyone loves animals. So if I do something bad, like on behalf of animals, people won't be like, oh, her, she did a crime. Everyone will be like, yes.
After the mugshot, Belle would disappear once again, remaining inactive on nearly everything until a very bold return in summer 2020, when she burst back onto the scene on June 17th, draped in a Higo merch, bearing a new Instagram and TikTok, all packaged together in a controversial, scantily clad parody of Gooba by 6ix9ine that caught the attention of 45 million people at the time of me writing this. In fact, it caused such a stir it got banned, along with her YouTube channel, which was met with rampant outrage from Belle and her fans alike, leading both to be reinstated as seamlessly as they were removed. The stunt catapulting her new Instagram to over 700,000 followers, and her TikTok, I guess it's just a given at this point. But the most important new announcement was her jump to OnlyFans. For just $35 a month, Jesus Christ, you could gain access to lewd content of Belle drinking Mountain Dew in a bathtub of Doritos, which, if that's not insane enough, just know has turned out to be a multi-million-dollar venture, with Belle pulling over 7 figures a month just from her OnlyFans alone, which is an impressive feat, even if transitioning to full-on boy-girl scenes inadvertently put her at odds with her mother.
It's no different really from what I'm doing at the moment because it's all awkward to show to family, so it.
Do they know? Surely they've seen it.
Does that
Surely
dinner?
they're
Does that
subscribed.
dinner exist, Belle? Is there a dinner with the family right now? How is that setup look?
My partner's side of his whole family, they all know, and they're very weirdly chill about it. They're all fine about it. They were like, yeah, that's fine. So that's pretty cool. But with my mom, we're not really on talking terms at the moment.
But because this is Belle Delphine we're talking about, she couldn't fully switch to a racier form of content without creating a social media upheaval. I'm gonna do my best to cover this without being slaughtered by Susan, but trigger warning for anyone who doesn't want to hear about SA, feel free to jump to the time code on screen now. In January 2021, Belle Delphine published what would become her most hated video to date, a scene depicting full-on CNC, with Belle being tied up, thrown in the back of a van, and taken to the woods by a masked assailant, triggering an entire day of discourse on Twitter. To many, the point of contention seemed to lie with the lack of content warning rather than the actual matter being depicted. As written by one user, never had much of an issue with Belle Delphine until her recent post. There should have been a trigger warning, and the content being made in the first place is extremely questionable. She knew what she was doing. As opposed to apologizing or just flat out ignoring the discourse as she's got a tendency of doing, Belle responded head on and appeared to double down not just on the video, but even mocked the lack of warning people took issue with.
As for people saying I should have used a trigger warning, on my whole Twitter/OnlyFans have constant themes of kink since I do porn as a job, and I will not put a trigger warning on all of my posts. Do not follow me if you require trigger warnings before posts.
Your account isn't private. That was retweeted 10,000 times. That ends up on tens of thousands more people's feeds than follow you.
It's not entirely other people's fault that other people were upset here.
And they all see that. And that is going to be triggering for some people, and it's going to be enabling for some people.
She says that she has done plenty of work, right, to make sure that people know that she's posting hardcore porn. Hardcore vanilla pornography is not the same thing as alluding to dropping a toaster into your girlfriend's bathtub. Just because one person is okay seeing nipples doesn't mean that they want to see somebody be electrocuted, you know? Like, there is a spectrum here.
If there's one thing that's clear, it's that Belle has curated her persona in a way that crossing the line will always be a net positive for her. Even when she's pissing people off, she benefits. With an unwavering army of hard-paying simps at her disposal, everything she does and says will always be defended no matter how valid the backlash may be. Probably why she posted more controversial pics after the fact. It was at this point that Belle did the unexpected. Disappeared again for like the third time or something. I don't know, I've lost count.
There will come a time, I think, where I will just probably do everything, and then I think I'll leave. I think that's what I'll do.
Just fly away forever. Never see the internet again. Do you think you're going to be able to give up the internet though? Do you think you can escape it?
I definitely think so. I definitely think so.
At the time of me making this video, Belle Delphine still hasn't been active on her free social media since early 2021, and from the looks of her OnlyFans activity, hasn't been posting near as frequently as she used to, leading some of her former fans to assume she may be gone for good, some suggesting she only returns to the public eye when she needs the money. At this point, she's disappeared and reappeared so many times that it's honestly hard to say whether she'll be coming back anytime soon. Could be tomorrow or never for all I know. But what I can promise is that Belle Delphine has built a reputation that thrives on pissing people off. No matter how justified the outrage may be, she's proven that thirsty gamer boys will always be there to defend her no matter what. With that said, it's disingenuous to say her marketing tactics were anything other than impressive. It's not exactly a bold statement to say she's figured out how to game the system, and now she's probably set for life. I don't really know how else to end this video than with a passage from Rolling Stone author E.J. Dixon, who appropriately concluded, "It's unclear how much of her shtick is savvy, self-branding, elaborate performance art, or a thirsty influencer willing to perform increasingly bizarre stunts for attention. What seems clear, however, is that she's very much in on her own joke. Belle has, and probably will never, cease to hatch the most ridiculous, incendiary ideas for generating as much money and outrage as possible, completing her transformation into the exact brand of provocateur she's always admired."
Keep on, keep running.